All right, today we're going to dive deep inside our own heads to tackle a problem that, let's be honest, every single one of us has faced. It's that frustrating gap between what we know we should do and what we actually end up doing. Let's figure this thing out.
You know that feeling, right? You make a perfect plan, you set a goal, you know exactly what the next steps are, and then nothing. You just kind of stall out. So, why does that happen? We usually blame things like not having enough time or willpower, but the real reason? It goes much, much deeper than that.
See, this isn't about your calendar app failing you or a lack of productivity hacks. It's a conflict between the different systems that are running inside your mind all the time. Think of it as a fundamental disconnect in your cognitive, your emotional, and even your physical wiring. To really get a handle on this conflict, we need a map of the self. And a great place to start is by looking at two really distinct layers of who we are, our character and our soul. Okay, first up, character. The best way to think about your character is like a personal API, an application programming interface. It's the public-facing version of you that you present to the world. It's that adaptable layer you use to interact with different people, different jobs, different situations. Your soul, on the other hand, is your unchangeable core. It's literally the sum total of every single experience, thought, and emotion you've ever had, plus all of your future potential. It's this massive internal universe of who you truly are deep down. So let's break it down. Super simple. Your character is a tool, right? It changes depending on the environment. But your soul? That's the constant. That's the sum of everything you are. A lot of the conflict we feel, that knowing-doing gap, happens when our adaptive character gets disconnected from our core soul. Now, let's peel back another layer of the onion. Inside this whole framework of character and soul, there are three fundamental processors that are always running, and understanding these is the real key to closing that gap between knowing and doing. And here they are, the animal, the thinker, and the feeler. Each one has a very specific job and operates in its own domain. The animal runs the body, the thinker handles the intellect, and the feeler, well, it's all about navigating the future. So first up, we've got the animal. This is our most basic, primal system. It's pure instinct and motor function. This is the part of you that's screaming, "I'm hungry, go eat," or "I'm exhausted, we need to sleep." It's totally focused on the needs of your physical body, right here and right now. Next is the thinker. This is your logical brain, your inner supercomputer. It takes in all the data from your five senses and just tries to make sense of it all. It measures, it categorizes, it analyzes. It knows that this is water and that is air, but it doesn't really have an opinion about it. It just processes the raw facts. And finally, the feeler. Now, this is our emotional and intuitive system, and its job is absolutely fascinating. It's designed to prepare us for the future, for things we can't see or touch or measure yet. It's constantly scanning the horizon for potential dangers and amazing opportunities, and it creates feelings to help guide us. Now, you'd probably think that having a powerful thinker is all upside, right? Well, not exactly. Our advanced cognitive ability comes with a pretty big and often hidden price tag. And, this can get taken to a shocking extreme. You hear these unbelievable stories about people so absorbed in a mental task, completely lost in their thinker system, that they totally disconnect from their animal system. They literally forget they even have a body with basic needs. And sometimes the consequences are fatal. So how is that even possible? Well, it boils down to something really simple. Your brain's processing power is finite. It only has so much bandwidth. So when one system, like the thinker, is running at full blast, it can literally drown out the signals coming from another system, like the animal. A really simple way to understand this is the old ice on a bruise trick. When you get a bruise, your brain gets a clear pain signal. But the second you put ice on it, you introduce a powerful, competing, cold signal. Your brain can't really process both at full volume, so it prioritizes the stronger, newer signal, the cold, and suddenly the pain just kind of fades into the background. This same exact principle explains so many things we do every day. When you're deep in a project, laser-focused, your thinker is so active that it just mutes the animal's signals for food or water or just getting up and stretching. It's not that the signals aren't being sent, it's that your brain is just too busy to pick up the call. So if letting the thinker run the whole show can be dangerous, then what are we actually aiming for? What's the goal of our development? Well, it's not about making one system the boss. It's about getting them all to work together. Look, the objective isn't to build the world's most powerful thinker at the expense of everything else. The real aim is to create harmony, to stop the internal civil war that's constantly raging between your physical needs, your logical thoughts, and your future-facing feelings. This right here is what real growth actually looks like. It's about synchronizing these three systems. When your body's needs, your mind's logic, and your heart's intuition are all aligned and talking to each other clearly, you create this incredibly powerful, unified self. And what does that alignment get you? It gets you to one single, unified self with one clear goal. The whole point is to clean out all the internal static, all the noise that causes conflict. Because when that noise is gone, the gap between knowing and doing just disappears. And your actions can finally and almost effortlessly line up with what you truly want. And that leaves us with one final big question for you to chew on. Using this model of the animal, the thinker, and the feeler, take a look at your own life. What's the noise? What system conflict might be the thing that's holding you back from doing what you truly plan to do?